Hello, my name is Ms. Kermode and I'm from the Career Center, and I'm going to talk to you today about scholarships, specifically Lord Tweedsmuir scholarships and how you can obtain inside and outside school scholarships. So first of all, I want to recognize and congratulate the last few years. Last year we hit over $1 million in scholarships, and we had the lowest grad class that we've had at Lord Tweedsmuir. In 2017, we hit over $1 million, and that was our highest number of students at Lord Tweedsmuir. So my question for you right now is, what will your grad legacy be? Will you be in the $1 Million Club? I do believe you will, because if you start now, your scholarships, start researching them, your grad class will be in the $1 Million Club, and that will be your grad legacy. We have 2 social media accounts. We have our Instagram and our Twitter. We post scholarship reminders on both of those accounts. So if you aren't following us, please follow us. For our Instagram is at @LT_career_news, and Twitter is @careersLT. If you do not have any media, please come see us in the Career Center for updates on scholarships. And we are located in room T202. Currently, our Dollars and Cents Club, because of the pandemic, is on hold. As soon as I can figure out a way to do those clubs, it's a club and we actually meet once a month starting in October, I will let your career teachers know so that you can come and join the club. Usually we have grade 11 and 12 students. The odd time I do have a few grade 10 students that will join. It will give you a jump start on researching your careers scholarships for researching your scholarships for grade 12. Okay, so if you haven't picked up the strategies for winning scholarships, you can stop by the Career Center to pick up a booklet. It is also online at our website. So please familiarize yourself with the Lord Tweedsmuir website. All you have to do is Google Lord Tweedsmuir scholarships and our website will come up. You must have a social insurance number when applying for scholarships. The other thing that you will have to do in your career course is create a scholarship resume. The scholarship resume is a very detailed list of your school and community service, your awards, your accomplishments, and your career and your goals of where you want to go and what you want to do. This is a resume that you will update. It's fluid. It's always changing because you're always changing your hours of where you've worked or maybe where you volunteered. It's a great place so that you don't lose all of those small details for when you're applying for scholarships. When you're applying for reference letters, a lot of scholarships require reference letters. You should include your scholarship resume with the page in the booklet that's requesting reference letters. This will allow the person that is writing a reference letter on you to write a very detailed reference letter. If you came to me and said, Ms. Kermode, I need a reference letter, I'm like, I have no idea what you've done. You give me your scholarship resume, I can now write you a better reference letter because I have a better idea of the things that you have done and accomplished. So when you're doing your scholarship resume, please make sure that you add your most current information first. We want to know what you've done in grade 12 first, then 11, then 10. So anything you've done in grade 8 is great, but it should be at the bottom of your scholarship resume. So you're going to work with current first, your most current grade first. Okay, so how do you prepare for scholarships? Number 1, you're going to create that scholarship resume. You should have started in grade 10 and you're going to continue in your CLC class. You're going to prepare your student transcript service. This is where you can order your official transcripts. You want to do this in grade 12. You don't need to do it until you're in grade 12. This will give you your transcripts that you can actually print off and use toward your scholarships. If the requirement is an official one, you could see us in the Career Center so that you can get an official transcript. The other thing about the student transcript service is that you need to add all the schools that you're applying to. So you're going to apply to maybe 5 different post-secondary schools. You have to make sure you tag them in the cart so that when your grades are due, the universities can pick them up. This is really important because it helps with entrance scholarships. You want to make sure you get your reference letters. Set up your appointments with your administrator, your teacher, or your counselor, or your coach. Give them the sheet. Give them your scholarship resume so they can write you a good reference letter. You might you also want to print off your grades so that they have an idea of what your grades look like. And you can get those from the student transcript service as well. Honestly, 2 to 3 weeks is ideal to ask your person to do a reference letter. If you're coming them to the day before and say, Ms. Kermode, I need a reference letter, great. Yeah, I need it tomorrow. I'd be like, I can't do that. I'm out of the building tomorrow. I can't help. So please don't leave it to the last minute. Think about who you want to talk to about your reference letters, and in September or even in June of your grade 11 year, because you'll already know which of your scholarships need reference letters, contact your teachers or your administrator because you will need those reference letters. Scholarships start right away. You can start right in September. We have I think 4 due already for September for grade 12s. Obviously, researching scholarships, you should have started that in grade 10 and you will continue to research in grade 11 because they do change. And maybe by the time grade 12 comes, the ones you research in grade 10 are no longer available. So please make sure you continue to research your scholarships. Most importantly, read the criteria. Read the criteria. Do you qualify? You have to know the deadline. Is it a mailing date? Is it an email? Do I have to drop it off? Read the criteria and when it's due, and please submit all scholarships before the deadline date. That guarantees that you will be put in the running for the scholarship. I have students that I have a deadline date. You're going to be submitting a scholarship for the Lord Tweedsmuir in-house scholarships. If you're past my due date, don't come. It's done. I have a stack like this. This is great because this is who we can look at. Now all of a sudden, those people who were late, I'm not going to look at them. I'm not looking at scholarships if you're going to hand them in late. And neither will outside agencies. So hand them in before the due date. So basically, your next step is apply for scholarships. Keep a copy of the scholarship that you've actually, sometimes there's an application form. Keep a copy of it. And in the end, if you do win, always write a thank you letter. Or note, if you win anything from Lord Tweedsmuir, you will have to write a note before we will release your scholarship to you. So keep that in mind. It's a way for the donors to feel, oh, I feel important. I'm going to give a scholarship. And if you win it, you always should be writing a note to thank that person for their generous gift or their donation. So I'm going to talk about types of scholarships. We have outside scholarships, and then we have scholarships that are decided by the LTSC, which is a Lord Tweedsmuir Scholarship Committee. Some of these are outside scholarships. Some of them are in-house scholarships. So first of all, I'm going to talk about outside scholarships. We have entrance scholarships, affiliation, provincial, and then the Lord Tweedsmuir Scholarship website monthly deadlines. So in the website, there's a tab at the top, will say monthly deadlines, and every month will come up. You click on that and it will download you a whole whack of scholarships, different ones, and you will click on the link and you will see if that pertains to you. So what are entrance scholarships? Entrance scholarships are for those of you that are high academic. You have top marks. That means that any university that you apply to, you should be applying to their entrance scholarship. Some are automatically when you apply, some you need to apply. You need to make sure you check that off your list. You can apply as many universities as you want and apply for those entrance scholarships, especially if you have high GPA. So these are strictly based on your academic standing. Affiliations. Affiliations are awards that are usually determined by your sports. Maybe you play Surrey United Soccer. They give scholarships. Coastal, they give scholarships. Are you a hockey player? They give scholarships. Check with the sports that you play to see if they offer scholarships. Maybe your parents are part of a union. Check with your parents to see if they offer scholarships. Or maybe you're part of a union or your work. Check to see if they offer scholarships at your work. There's also scholarships if you have medical conditions. I've had students who have won for Crohn's. I've had students won for diabetes, MS, and cancer. So we've had students, if you have a medical condition, to see if there's a scholarship for it. Also, there are military scholarships, and just remember that all of these have deadlines throughout the year, so you need to start researching and asking questions. Maybe your parents are part of a special club like the Lions Club. Maybe they have a scholarship. So ask your parents if they're part of any clubs or their work if they have any scholarships. Provincial Scholarship Program. There are 4 provincial scholarships. BC Achievement, you can't apply for that. That is strictly based on your grades from grade 10, 11, and 12. They take the top 10% and you automatically get $1,250. They'll let you know in the fall. So that's a BC Achievement. BC Excellence Scholarship is a $5,000 scholarship. We are allowed to nominate 1 student. The applications are due in November. You'll just see the Career Center for more information. You have to include your scholarship resume, and you will have to include questions that I ask you to be double-spaced. The third one is a Pathway to Teacher. It's $5,000. $5,000? You have to be going into teaching, and you actually get that $5,000 in the year that you will be going into your teaching program. So you'll finish your bachelor's degree and then you'll get the $5,000 when you enter your teaching program. That one is due usually mid-February. And then the district authority. These are strictly based on your elective courses. I thought I had an example. The elective courses, so if you're PE, there's an award, but you have to have an A in grade 10, 11, and 12. Maybe you took Spanish or French. You have to have an A in grade 10, 11, and 12. Even though French is an academic course, it's actually considered an elective course. But you have to have an A. So any of these courses, you have to have an A. So maybe you want to go into auto. You need auto 11 and 12 with an A. Maybe it's wood. You need 10, 11, and 12. Foods, 10, 11, and 12. All of these courses have awards, and we are given a certain number to our school, but you must qualify, have an A in a grade 10, 11, and 12 course. And then what happens is you're ranked, ordered, and the top student wins. So that is decided by the Lower Tweedsmuir Scholarship Committee, and the deadline is in April for the district authority. And that certificate, the money is given to you in late fall of your starting of your university year. The other scholarships that are decided by the Lower Tweedsmuir Scholarship Committee is the LORAN. It's a $100,000 scholarship. But you have to have outstanding community service in school and or community. And that will pay, and you have to go to 25 of their chosen universities. But when I say outstanding is you've got to take a leadership role in a volunteer opportunity. So I'll give you an example of one of the students that won. Not from our school, I wish, but it wasn't from our school. She started out working in the old folks' home, and when she was there, she found out that this lady loved to garden. And so the older lady taught the student how to garden. Then she was like, whoa, this is really cool. So what she did is she did some fundraising, and they ended up getting some community gardens built at their school. The community gardens, they then brought in, the older folks came in and showed the students, a group of students, how to garden. And so they grew fruits and vegetables. And then they hooked up with the home ec classes. And what happened was the home ec classes helped the students cook the food, and then they had a dinner with the old people and the young people. And so it came full circle. So from just working in an old folks home to then learning to garden to transitioning to making, so you can see she won $100,000. So you can go onto the LORAN website and you can actually see what past winners have done, but it is quite over the top in regards to their leadership roles. The Schulich is to $100,000. Now that is for somebody going into math, technology, or science, but not going into medical. And when I say math or science, you've got to have a 95% average or higher. The winners are looking at 99%, 97%. You also should be on, going into entrepreneur or her financial need issues. BC Excellence is basically an all-around student. That was one of the provincial ones. The Shmolik right now is $35,000. It has, it's for students who have overcome something. They've been resilient in an issue in their life or have financial difficulties. So if that is you, come and talk to me personally. The information about these are on our website, so you can actually look at them more detailed. Our Partners 36, they range in price between $500 to $5,000. These are our Surrey School District scholarships. So you will apply, and then your scholarship will go to the district, and the district committee will sit and they will decide on the winners. They do change, so you'll have to look at the Surrey School District Scholarship website to actually see the criteria for those. Then we have our Lord Tweedsmuir in-house. You all qualify. Every Lord Tweedsmuir student qualifies. If you're a Lord Tweedsmuir student and you're in good standing, you can all apply for it. So what happens is we have different donors that gives us scholarships every year. So depending on what the donor is looking for, we take your information, and then we put it into a database, and then the committee decides on what they see from the data. So if you don't apply, and we have one for a student going into teaching that has to have a B average, preferably have gone to Cloverdale Elementary, or traditional, sometimes that doesn't happen. And so if you're going into teaching and you have a B average, you could qualify for that scholarship. So you just don't know because the donors do change. So everybody should be applying for that. And if your elective areas is the district authority one, if you have an A in your grade 10, 11, and 12, I'm sorry, if you get a B in music in grade 10, you don't qualify. You need the A. So you need an A in those courses for the district authority. So there's the LORAN. Sorry, didn't know those were. Oh, sorry. The other thing about the Surrey School District one, it has to be typed. That is a requirement. It has to be typed, and it has to be on the current year's application. I sit on that committee, and we'll get a stack of scholarships applications, and as soon as we go through them, if it's on the wrong application, I toss it. I love it because I sit there and just keep tossing them because that means I know our students are on the right one and they're typed. So that pile goes, and then better chances for Lord Tweedsmuir. So it must be on the current year typed, and you will hand or email those into the Career Center. It's in April. We give you the deadline so you know way in advance. The online for Lord Tweedsmuir and District Authority, it's an online form that you would fill out, so it's very easy for you to do. The in-house, I do have to tell you how your grade is calculated. So your GPA is calculated this way. There are two areas. You have academic and a non-academic. So in order to qualify for academic, you have to have your language 11. And then you'll have English 11, your top socials course, your top science, your math, your English 12, and your top 3 grade 12 academic courses. So these are ones that the universities look at. So it's bio, well, I don't know the new, life science, whatever the new wording is, but your biochemistry, physics, any of your socials, your writing, your lit, your geography, history, all of that. So we take your top 3 marks, and that's what we collate for your GPA. Now, if you don't have your language, unfortunately, you go to a non-academic, but you still can have a high GPA. So this is what we calculate. English, your top science, socials, math, English 12, and then your top 3 overall grade 12 courses. So it's just your top 3 classes. But then you become in a non-academic category. Okay, so I just want to let you know that's how your GPA is calculated. District Authority, here's the more of a detailed breakdown. So Indigenous languages and cultures, fine arts, so you're a dancer. I already told you, you need an A, 10, 11, and 12, or maybe you've done choreography. So there's award for art, dance, drama, music, choir, which we don't have, but we've had in the past. Business education, technology, that includes your metal, wood, drafting, jewelry, and home economics, that includes your cooking, sewing, and cafeteria. You have physical activity, which is your athletics, Could be any of your softball academy or hockey academy, like that. And then your basic physical activity classes, bigger, faster, stronger, or group fitness. International languages is French and Spanish, because we no longer have our French immersion. And then we give one for our district partnership program. So if you listen to the presentation on the district partnership programs, if you were part of that and you're one of the top students, you automatically will qualify. And then we give an award for community service. Lord Tweedsmuir, you better have more than 600 hours in community service just to apply for that one. So if you have to have your proof, letters, your scholarship resume, and so the proof for your community service. So you must provide a signatured, signed list of your service hours. Okay, so basically start researching your scholarships now. That is very important. And I guess the question that I want to end with is, what will your grad legacy be? Will you guys be $1 million? That is a huge amount of money, and it's quite an accomplishment. And that's your grad legacy. So the question is when you graduate, will you be in the $1 Million Club? In September or over the summer, I do a sign up for grade 12. So I will, if you sign up on our website, I will personally give you any scholarship that comes through my desk. I will give you an email that will give you all the scholarships that I get. It might not pertain this one or that one, but it might be, oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that one I want to apply for. So it's just another reminder. So for grade 12s, you sign up. I will personally give you any scholarship that comes across my desk. I will just email it to you. So anytime a scholarship comes through, I send an email out to the group, and just a kind of a reminder. But you have to sign up on the website to be part of that. I do have a couple grade 11 students that have signed up, which is fine. If you want to, just kind of a reminder and see what kind of scholarships that come through. But it is mainly for grade 12s. And once again, if you're not following us, our social media, we post our scholarships. All of our scholarships that we have are basically posted in reminders. Yeah, so what will your grad legacy be? Will you be part of the $1 Million Club? I hope so, because it is very easy to do if you start now. So start researching. Now, your teacher will tell you how many scholarships that you need to research, and they will expect that you will hand in your scholarship resume as well in both of your courses, and remember to keep it updated. I have students that stop by, actually this morning she was going into grade 11, and she's updating all the time, and she wants to know any new scholarships, and the best way is to go to the scholarship website. Scholarships are an easy way to pay for your future. You don't have to worry about where the money's coming from. A little bit of time. My nephew won over $5,000 in scholarships. He was just an average student, was a basketball player. He, $5,000, pays for his first year of university. In your career courses, you're going to find out how expensive university is and how expensive books are. And so if you can take some of that burden off, why not? Use that money, pay for your education. I know I didn't know about scholarships when I was in high school. I was $40,000 in student loans because I was financial need. I lived on my own in grade 12. I didn't know about scholarships. And so for me, I wish I'd known about scholarships. So I'm passionate about it is because I knew I had to go to school. I wanted to go to school. I wanted a better life for myself. And my parents didn't have the money to send me. My parents didn't even know. My parents didn't even graduate high school. They didn't go to university. So they didn't really know anything about university. So for me, it was really important that I wanted to go to university, but I had no way to pay for it. So for me, I had to take out student loans. I don't regret it, but if I'd known about scholarships that I could pay for it through scholarships and not have debt after I graduated, I'd rather have done that. So there's different ways that you can obtain scholarships. There's financial needs scholarships, academic scholarships, sports scholarships. You just need to start looking and start researching now that scholarships that will fit you. And at any time, if you have any questions about scholarships, you can come see us in the Career Center in room T202, and you can ask us any questions about scholarships. We can look over your scholarship resume. We can look at your, if you give us time, we can also look at your essays as well. Okay, please keep in mind when you're doing any essays, there is a word count. There could be a character count. Do not go over. If you go over, your application is disqualified. They want those disqualified applications because less for them to read. And please make sure that your reference letters are detailed examples of what you're doing. They shouldn't just say, Susie is a strong academic and is very polite. I want to know more about Susie. I want to know that Susie volunteered here and she's done this and she's got this. I want to know more details. So please make sure you give as much information to your reference, the person writing your reference letters. Okay? So any questions, please come see us in the Career Center. Thank you.